the preparation, and certainly know that this week, I mean, want our older players to talk to the younger guys, and what type of game this is going to be. Expect it to be physical, and obviously a tough place to play, and we got to embrace that. But looking forward to getting up there and playing Saturday, certainly.
Injured guys usually.
Yeah, kind of tired of talking about it, so not gonna.
I'm not tired of listening.
I mean, if theoretically Bisnowati can't go, do you know? I mean, Dorian or Tez, which direction you'd lean?
Yep. But really, guys, I mean, we're still got a couple things we're finding out today on, and there aren't many possibilities. You talk about the O-line. We've got, so it's going to be that if we need it, and I'm not going to talk really about it anymore because I don't know exactly.
Cool. The guy just has one more. I mean, Devin, is he in that questionable category?
Yes.
Okay.
No, Dale kind of asked about this after the game, about Hollins, because he really struggled last year. But he played, looked to me like, just watching the game, he played really well. What did it look like when you reviewed it?
Yeah, I think that's right. He had, there's a couple plays that, he's wants back. We can't have happen again. But I thought he really did. He matched up well, and I think he's had a good week of practice. And so that part, I think he did do some good things. And even like with Dorian, I thought Dorian had some really good snaps. And didn't have the. I thought he got exposed a couple times at Georgia Tech, but I thought he learned from that. But I thought Tez, when he came in, did some good things. Really did.
What do you know about Coach Schaefer and the job he's done since taking over last year?
Knew about him and went up against him before. I like, certainly, I see him at the meetings. Enjoy visiting with him. I think he's a heck of a football coach and loves. I think that it looks to me like he's done a good job in transitioning with it. He was there, but it seems like he's putting his stamp on it as well. But I have a lot of respect for what Doug did, and so I think he's able to build on that. And I think he's a good football coach.
Does it seem like? I mean, it seems to me like you guys have similar philosophies in terms of how you want to build your program, build your team.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about that, so for me to comment would be kind of, conjecture. I don't know if that's the right word, but there's a word out there that's just...
It works, not bad.
It works? It's not bad?
Right.
What would you go with?
Conjecture.
Conjecture's good.
No, what else would you go with?
Speculation.
Speculation, I guess.
You like...
I guess.
I
Educated
like
guess.
syllable words. It's easier. They're easier to say.
These are high SAT score guys, though, so you may not want to go.
Well, I'll let you know.
Schaefer, it sounds like an interesting guy. At his introductory news conference, he's talking about his defense. He said, mothers are going to want to watch, they're going to cringe when we hit their children, in the field. Is that the way they play defense? I mean, are they as vicious as he likes to make it sound?
I mean, they're a good defense, and they are aggressive, and you can see that. You can see that like mentality, as far as they're gonna be aggressive, and I think they got some good players, doing that, and we certainly got to be ready for that.
Is that his background, Paul? Defensive side, do you know?
I only know, kind of went up against him really twice now. Last year and time before that, so not sure where his whole philosophy came from.
This is kind of the first or else game. If you don't win this one, then the bowl game's definitely out. Is there a difference in the attitude of some of the guys, especially the older players this week?
I think there's I like where they're at, their attitude-wise. I don't know. I don't necessarily feel like it's driven just by the bowl carrot, that's out there. I think that it's, I don't think it's not what all the talk is about. I think they want to play this game, and I think they got, certainly respect. And, they know the Syracuse, especially older guys. I've had a couple good talks with them and listening to them as much as me talking to them. And we all know that, you earn the right to get another game, a bowl game, by winning. and you need 6, and we're not at 6, but I think it was just all about the bowl. I'd be a little bit nervous because then it's trying to put yourself ahead of it. You know, it's Syracuse, and that stands on its own merit. You know, and I like hearing that from the guys, and that's what we want. I'm thinking.
You guys, you've been scoring from the red zone pretty good clip over the last 4 or 5 games. I mean, you know, maybe better than you did early, but Tom's numbers aren't too
Right.
great from that area.
Right.
What are, not just specifically with him, what are some of the challenges with throwing the ball when you're, is it because the field's shorter, you don't have as much space to work with? Or
Yeah, I mean, certainly you have that. You know, it's I think that, you know, timing is so critical down there, and you know, knowing the guys, you know, because you have to anticipate a lot of the throws, and if you as a quarterback are hesitant, the window shuts. You know, if you are not sure, you know, of a receiver, if you don't grab that window, you know, I mean, I think there's, because you're right about the, you know, I think we've missed some opportunities down there, and we've been able to shoot. Last week we ended up, you know, having to exhaust quite a few plays to get to it, you know, and we've got to be cleaner there because you don't necessarily get that many opportunities. But I think there's a number of reasons why the numbers aren't. I think it's, you know, it's not as high a percentage as you'd like it to be.
Coach, can you talk about Aaron? Aaron had a couple more honors this week. I mean, what can you really say with these additional ones that he's gotten this week?
You know, obviously I'm biased, but I think really well deserved. You know, and I think it's, you know, all along I've loved the way that he approaches each day and the games, and really, you know, you're appreciative that it's being recognized, but I think very well deserving. You know, I think he truly has earned the right to be, you know, on these lists, and then to be semifinalists or finalists, or, you know, all those things. I think it's really, I think it's kind of the way it should be. You know, his play on the field, I think what he does in his preparation and the way he plays the game, you know, gives him a great chance to be the best player he can be, and then when he's playing and plays at a high level, it's great to be recognized.
You were around some Outland guys at Wisconsin. What similarities does he have to maybe some of those, even though they may have been offensive guys?
Yeah, around that it was around, you know, a lot winner. You know, it's that obviously talented, you know, and then it's the way they work and prepare and compete day in and day out and week to week. You know, I think that's the difference, you know, at any level of, you know, great players is they, you know, they have a standard that you know, they set and they meet it, and they never feel like they're exceeding it because their level's high, you know, but he is exactly like those, very different, you know, each guy's different, like you said, different positions, but same approach, same high expectations, and the similarities, you know, of great ones. There's a lot of similar traits.
I got one more. In your talks and interactions with your players, how was Corey, being a senior, handling not being able to play? It's been a long time since
Yeah, I mean,
last
it's
year.
You know, as a coach, you really appreciate the way he's handling it. You know, I mean, he's, you know it's bothering him, you know, but he's not a, it's positive. I mean, he's doing everything he can to try to get back. He doesn't have a woe is me approach either. You know, sometimes you can, you know, either give energy or you take energy, right? And he still gives energy, you know, and you know. There's a guy that I think was truly, you know, tried to do everything he could to have as good a senior year as possible, and then, you know, you're missing out on what you hoped would be a full season. But I've really appreciated the way he goes about it, you know, and we hope that, you know, he'll be able to finish it on the field.
Thank you.